Hello, trucking YouTubes. Today I want to talk about freight brokers. On my TikToks all the time, I get in my comments, hey, freight brokers are a bunch of scammers, they're a bunch of liars, they're a bunch of thieves. And I guarantee you that most of these comments are coming from like people that either are owner-operator, have one truck, or smaller trucking companies like 1 to 5 trucks. So let's go over this topic today and let's talk about freight brokers and are they really a scam? Before we actually answer the question if the freight brokers are scammers, liars, and thieves, let's get into it a little bit. What does a freight broker actually do? A freight broker goes out, it gets a customer, right? It plays the middleman, it takes the load from the customer and then sells it to the carrier. And the carrier is the one that's actually complaining about the freight brokers calling them all these names. So if this is the case, why wouldn't the carrier just go out directly to that customer and get that freight directly from them instead of having to get it from the freight broker? First of all, anybody that has only a couple trucks, if they go to a customer and they tell them like, hey, I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks, whatever, and I want to set up with you, I want to haul freight for you. A lot of these customers are doing like a bunch of loads, maybe 100 loads a month, maybe 1,000 loads a month, but they're doing a bunch of freight. They're just doing volume. And these smaller trucking companies are not going to be able to have a truck every single time that customer needs the load picked up. So who's the customer going to give the load to? Are they going to give it to a small trucking company? Are they going to give it to a big broker that already has everything set up, has all the carriers lined up, will go out there, do bids, find bigger trucking companies, and do all the legwork for the customer? Who do you think they're going to pick? Then another big one is that everybody's like, oh, brokers should be capped at 10% or whatever. Like, no, that's not capitalism. We're in America. You can't do that. You don't go to McDonald's and be like, hey, how much does a Big Mac like cost you to make? Or you don't go to Foot Locker and be like, hey, how much did you guys pay for these Nikes? You don't do that. You know, that's just not how it works, man. Profit is profit. Now, if the broker takes a loss on a load, are you going to take the loss with the broker? I don't think so. So the way like freight brokers work, they'll bid a bunch of stuff and there's like hot seasons and low seasons. So a lot of times they're going to lose money on freight. They don't just make money all the time. So it balances it out. So like you can't cap any kind of business in America and tell them like how much profit they should make. Because that's really none of your business. If you don't want the freight, just don't take it. But for you to come to anybody's business and be like, this is all the money you can make, that's it. No, sorry, buddy, it doesn't work that way. Another big thing is like people just think like freight brokers sit there and don't do anything, just sit at home, just get a load and pass it to you and then make the profit. No, that's not how it works. There's a bunch of overhead. Just the transportation management systems cost like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Some of these brokers have, and that's what they sell the customers on. They sell them on the technology, the ease of being able to do their workflow. A customer electronically sends over loads to the broker gets them, and then he gives them to carriers. You think that's all a broker does? No. If a customer goes to the broker, it's like, hey, we're shipping 100 loads this week. You know what the broker does? They already have contacts with carriers, or they send bids to carriers bid on them. They get everything ready, and they take the headache and the stress away from the customer doing it. Could a customer go directly to the carriers? Yes, of course they do. But you know how much work they're going to have to do, how many people they're going to have to hire, how much technology they're going to have to pay for in order to even make that happen? A lot. This is why they use the convenience and they find the freight brokers to do it for them, especially once they're already established. So am I saying that all freight brokers are good guys and they're not scam artists or thieves and liars? No, it works both ways. There's bad freight brokers, there's bad carriers. Just like people in the world, there's good people, there's bad people. There's people that are going to do you good, there's people that are going to screw you over. So of course, there's bad characters and bad actors and freight brokers, and I'm sure there's a lot of them. I had a lot of bad experiences with freight brokers as well. A lot of times just talking on the phone before booking a load, or if I do book the load, I don't like their attitude. I'll be like, hey, you know what, buddy, this ain't going to work out. You know, we're just clashing too much. In the long run, it's better if we just don't do the business together and I cancel the load. There's bad characters on both sides. So yes, there's going to be bad freight brokers. They're going to scam you. They're going to lie to you. They're going to cheat you. And there's bad carriers. They're going to do the same thing to the brokers. And sometimes you just catch somebody on a bad day. Sometimes he just got screwed over by a carrier. So maybe he's upset. You don't know what's going on in anybody's head. So yes, you're going to have good experiences and you're going to have bad experiences. Now, do I think brokers are needed? Yes, I do. Why? Because they invest a lot of money in their business. They have a bunch of stuff automated. They have a lot of money in their transportation management systems. They make life easier for customers. They make life easier for carriers. Customers wouldn't even know the first thing to do, how to vet a carrier, how to check a carrier. You know what I mean? They wouldn't know how to do any of it. The amount of money the customer has to like invest in order to even become like a freight broker, by the time they do all that, they're going to be paying you the same rates the freight brokers are doing because they're going to see how much money and time it takes to invest to make this happen. To make a long story short, everybody complains about freight brokers, say they just make money for no reason, they're scam artists, you know what I mean? They're thieves, they're liars. Then go out there and find some customers directly. Unless you're a trucking company with 50, 100 plus trucks, a good TMS system, EDI, API capabilities, It's not that easy to land customers. Trust me, it's not. So if you want to go out there and try it, see how easy it is. And I guarantee you, you're going to change your mind. So until then, how about just don't work with the crappy brokers? If you have bad experience, put them on DNU. You know what I mean? And then move on with your life instead of just being negative online all the time and talking crap about people. And cut this out with this, this overreach that you want to go in somebody's business and cap them at how much % profit they should make. That's none of your damn business. What about when the market is hot and people are charging $4.50, $5 a mile? Does anybody come in and be like, hey, cap the truck to trucking companies? No, they don't. So let's just be fair. Let's just think about this logically. Do your own research, try to get your own customers, and let's see what you say after that.